Hey guys, this is Jeff finally doing a video. I figured I would do this Parnis GMT. Might be a good time because Pagani's recently released a GMT, so I figured I'd let you guys check out one of these. And if you don't want to stick around for the whole video, I think they're okay. I think it's a little overpriced having the DG movement in there. These would be better at a lower price. But yeah, let me give you the measurements. Case diameter is about 40 millimeters. It's 12.5 millimeters thick, and the lug to lug's around like 47 millimeters. And looks wise, it looks really good. I don't have this on a bracelet, and I will explain that to you in a moment. Yeah, so the sides of the case are polished, top of the lugs are brushed, Rolex style case back. Crown is nice, screwed down, unsigned. This is a sterile version. I got this a while back, maybe like, I don't know, 2 years ago or so off eBay. And on eBay, most of them were sterile. They didn't have a lot of the ones that say Parnis on there on eBay at that time, or at least I didn't see them. And it came on a Jubilee bracelet that had the, it was signed on there with Parnis. I've just been putting this on other bracelets because actually the bracelet it came with, the Jubilee bracelet it came with, gave me a rash. I'm sensitive to nickel, so it must have been kind of a lower quality, cheaper steel on there. And I've heard on other videos and things like that basically, like, some people believe that the ones you get off eBay and at the cheaper price points, they say that there are some differences from the actual Parnis store, and one of the differences is that it may be a cheaper bracelet. If you get the more expensive one from the Parnis store for 130, 140, that one should come with a 316L bracelet. So that is one thing that possibly there is a difference. Yeah, definitely I got a bad rash from it. I couldn't wear it on the Jubilee. So maybe if you did pay more from the Parnis store, you'd get a top-notch kind of bracelet. But so that's one thing to mention with these. So hopefully people stay this far in the video. If you get one off eBay or a cheaper one, I got this one for about $75, I think. The cheaper ones might have a low quality steel bracelet on there, so be aware of that. And one thing that did draw me to this watch is I really like the bezel insert. It's ceramic, and it really just popped those big numbers and stuff. It really attracted me to it. That's one thing on these GMTs. I really like that bezel insert. It looks cool, but to me, it only makes sense if you have a GMT hand. But I mean, you could put this same insert on anything and it would be fine, but it just makes more sense with the GMT hand. And the crystal is sapphire. I mean, it is sapphire. It came with a Cyclops, but I just took it off. I didn't like having it on there for whichever reason, and I took it off. The magnification on it was only okay, not like a Pagani. Their magnification on the Cyclops is actually really great. And yeah, so this video is going to be kind of quicker because I'm not going to talk about the bracelet or class or any of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that looks wise they look pretty good. Also on this too, I think that on this particular watch it would look better with the branding with the name on there and some stuff like that. Sterile dials that look really good on some watches. And it's subjective, but to me on this GMT it would look nicer, with some kind of branding logo, something. But at the time, as far as I saw, at 75, I couldn't find any that had, the Parnis name or something. Maybe I just didn't look hard enough or look in the right place. But I wasn't able to find any at that time. But yeah, let's see. What can we talk about? Bezel action. Really no playback. No bounce back on it. There's no back play on it, but just a little bit. But yeah, actually the bezel action feels pretty good. Yeah, really the bezel action is not bad at all. And this case is kind of like the newer GMTs, like a GMT Master 2. The lugs, it's kind of a little boxier and stuff, a little chunkier looking, which I like. Yeah, to me the lugs look good on this, and I think it's an okay watch. But yeah, having one of these Chinese GMT movements, I feel like it should be cheaper because when there's the sales and things like that on AliExpress, you could get an NH35 or a Miyota movement for $60 to $75, when there's a good sale on certain watches. But you know, this, I think with the DG movement in here, it should be cheaper. It should be $60 tops, you know, $50 to $60. But that's just my opinion. So that's my only thing about this watch is, yeah, I think with the DG movement, it should be cheaper. You know, it shouldn't cost that much. And not to dog the movement, you know, but you know, some people, they get some that aren't as good. I mean, just honestly, they're not as good as a Seiko movement or a Miyota movement generally. So I mean, yeah, I just feel like it should be cheaper with the cheaper movement in there. And yeah, honestly, if you don't really need the GMT hand, yeah, it'd be better off to just get a Submariner homage with a Miyota or a Seiko movement in it. You know, this one, it was 2 years ago, and I was just really drawn to the bezel insert. And you know, it's kind of cool having a GMT hand, but for me personally, I don't really need one. It's not really that useful for me. It's a cool complication, but not something I need on a daily basis. Hey guys, yeah, I figured too I would add like kind of how a GMT works. You know, GMT stands for Greenwich Mean Time, and you guys could correct me if I'm wrong. So basically, you know, you would go, set that GMT hand to the appropriate hour. You know, you might have to Google it or something like that, or you know, maybe you could memorize it or something. But what you would then do is, like, let's say China, you know, where this watch came from, you would go +8. So you see the little dot, you know, like you'll start to see that little dot. That's 1 hour. So in between, you know, 11 and 12 is 2 hours. So it would be 2, 4, 6, 8. And then you would use the red GMT hand. That would be your hour hand. So see, that would be, it's at 2 a.m. And then you would use your minute hand as normal. So it's about, you know, 2:20 a.m. in China. 2:20 a.m. on the 6th, you know, they're ahead of us. So, you know, it could be useful if you want to track another time zone. You just got to remember, you know, what's their GMT hour, you know, +8, +6, -2, you know, something like that. But yeah, that's kind of how that works. So, all right, guys, bye-bye.